This week, Kirsten and I, who is my wife, we were able to take a staycation. And so we weren't here last Sunday. We weren't here Wednesday. I started writing on stuff. We were able to take a staycation. And it was awesome. It was great. I heard this comedian, I think his name is John Mulaney. He has got this joke where if you ask a young kid what they do over a weekend and they say nothing, they're all sad about it. I didn't do anything. It was a boring weekend. But you ask an adult what they did, and their response is nothing. They think, I did nothing. I did nothing. It was great. And that's what we did. It was fantastic. It was awesome. We did not weed anything in the backyard. It was great. We did nothing, okay? That was a perfect time to do it, and we didn't do it. But anyway, but we didn't go on some extravagant trip. We've been saving up, and we decided that right now wasn't the time to go on a trip. So on Monday, we decided, hey, we didn't go on this trip, so we're going to go out. We're going to get sushi. It's half price at Fujiyama downtown, 5 to 6. It's not a plug for them, but it's great. You should go and check it out, okay, if you like sushi. And it's good stuff, too. Anyway, we go and we get sushi, and we're having a great night. And the night, I'm honestly making it all about me and Kirsten, about her heart, and we're just having a great time. And it's awesome. And we finish up with the evening, and we're walking around, and Kirsten has this great idea. And she says, Jason, we didn't go on this extravagant trip, but what if we got postcards from Colorado Springs, and we sent them to our friends and family like we did go on one? And I said, that's stupid. That's a really, I wasn't trying to be mean. Maybe I came across mean, but I was like, no, we're doing nothing. Stop adding things to our to-do list to do. We don't want to write people all these postcards from Colorado Springs. I didn't want to do it, okay? But what did we do? We go and we look for postcards, and we get ready to go and write them. And so we go to this bookstore that's downtown, and we walk in, and I realize I forgot my phone, not intentionally to get me out of it, okay? But I forgot my phone, so I go back to the car, and I notice this guy, okay? And all over Colorado Springs downtown, there is homeless people and people playing Pokemon Go. There's nobody else. It's just homeless people and Pokemon goers. That's it. Okay, and all over, I'm walking around, and there's these signs, and there's these people that are hurting. And I just wanted to be with Kirsten, and that's okay, but I saw a lot of them as a nuisance, and I walk out to go get my phone, and I see this guy. He's just holding a sign that says hungry. I walk past him. I go get my phone. On my way back, it just moves in me, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop and talk to this guy. I say, hey, can I buy you some food? You're right next to a pizza place. I'll buy you some pizza. And he says, oh, his name is Oliver. I got his name. We kind of talked for a bit. And he said, man, I got the wrong sign out. And he puts down his sign, and I was like, okay, well, see ya. No. I was like, because I didn't want to go back inside to buy postcards, so I stayed out there. And so I said, hey, you don't need food, but what do you need? What do you need today? And he said, what I really need is medication and a sleeping bag. And I was like, okay, medication, I've heard that before from people who are looking for money, for alcohol. They tell me that. What type of medication do you need? And he says, I need lithium, and he names 4 or 5 other medications that I'm very familiar with because of my dad's history that I've talked about on here with bipolar and mental illness, and I knew every medication he was talking about was prescribed for mental illness, bipolar, and schizophrenia, and all these things, and my heart broke. And I saw this broken man, Oliver. I saw him who has nothing and no one, and I thought, if my dad didn't have my mom, if he had nothing and no one, if he didn't have a job that was able to help him get the medication that he needs to stay healthy, that he needs to stay normal, he would be this guy who was hard to talk to, and he would have nothing and no one. And I said, man, okay, well, let's walk to Walgreens. Where do you get your prescriptions from? I'll get you a couple of those, And he says, no, they're all closed. It's too far away. And I say, well, if you stay here, I'll go get you a sleeping bag and come back. And he says, he's really honest with me, and he says, man, I'm bipolar and I'm schizophrenic. If you go, I will not be here when you come back. And so I said, well, how can I help you? And he said, I don't know. And so I just talked to him for a bit. At the end of the conversation, he says, everybody passes me. Everybody passes me by. Thank you for stopping and talking with me. And I walked back into the store where Kirsten and one of our friends are talking, and I'm just broken. I'm done. And it was just in that moment that this question that God has been giving me all week, do you see messy people as a nuisance or as your neighbor, hit me? I don't want to see the messy people in my life as a nuisance. I can't do anything. I can't fight for everybody. And in fact, you can't save everyone. You really can't even save one. It's Jesus who does that. But you can fight for the heart of 1 or 2 people. You can fight for the heart of one or 2 people. And here's the thing. We make rescue way harder than it is. Okay, with my friend Joe that I was reaching out to, and with this guy Oliver that I met, all it was listening. I don't have any of the right answers. It's not me. I do not rescue people. It is all Jesus. I just make myself available. I see people as people and not nuisances. That's me. And see, here's the thing. This is how we end this series, Address the Mess. What if the rescue that we are so desperate for, the hope that we need, that we're longing for, what if Jesus wants to restore our hearts, and in the middle of our rescue, he calls us to rescue others, because that's what we need. We need to take the focus off of me and put it on other people. We have to walk through our mess and our story. We need that. But we can't be just there. We can't just be focusing on ourselves. What if your mess is exactly what I need in the middle of my mess?